All right, we are live again. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but this weekend we had the big storm uh, hit my state. And of course, where I live, if you get 2 inches of snow, it's a disaster. So I've been snowed in all weekend, a little disorientated. I didn't go anywhere yesterday, or actually Friday afternoon, all day yesterday, I was snowed in. Uh, So it gave me ample time to work on a few things that I could indoors. And then there were several online auctions going on, and I went to one. I found one in Illinois that had an awful lot of mill surplus guns plus modern stuff. Hey, Rod. So I sat there in the auction. I was going to make a video because there were a lot of Springfields, there were Craigs, there were Mausers, there were 03A3s, O3s, a couple pattern 17 guns, and a whole pile of German Mausers. And I was just curious on the prices. Okay, I didn't even wait for the grants because I ended up had the camera running about 45 minutes to an hour and I gave up on making a video. But it brings us back to last week's discussion about the ever increasing price of mill surplus firearms. Okay, a lot of people have complained that it's kind of out of your price range when you're looking, something that you used to spend $300-400 on. You're going to have to drop 800 to a grand for. Um, so sitting there looking at it, and I'm going to make some videos, and also we're lucky in my fooling around, I've come up with two weapons that fall under the mill surplus. These are not newly manufactured guns like I've been reviewing, but um, I've gotten one, another one I've gotten, and then there may be a third that's kind of floating there. But I also looked at the Enfield, Lee Enfield rifles. There's one in a local pawn shop that I'm suspicious of, and they want like 475. Uh, and this auction, I've seen them all. That's another thing. Japanese rifles, Type 99s, going for six or more. Okay, and 38s are a little harder to find. They went up to $700, and this place did not specify condition of the bore. So you can be paying some money for a gun with a shot out bore. Okay, unless you're there at the auction, go the day early to examine the rifle. I feel a little about bidding on them when they don't give you somewhat of a bore condition in there. But I was trying to, and I'll probably put together a video with some of the clips uh, and see what um, they have. Yeah, they had a British sniper. They had a British Enfield with a scope on it that everyone knew wasn't a sniper rifle. Somebody mounted a scope on it. That went for about $400. But they actually had a sniper rifle because I remember when they were bringing them in, they did sell them in a damn crate with the scope and all of the stuff in there, and they were extremely high 40 years ago. So I don't even know. I'll have to review the footage and see what this went for, but there was a lot of stuff. I'm talking a few $1,000s. Okay. Any German rifle. I think the lowest any of them went, KAR 98s, was nine something. And then you got to add 20% to that. Okay, it's like what's his name there? Mike B was saying when he covered an auction, there's a premium on top of that. Okay, and your sales tax. You know, I was screwing around got a little trigger happy, and I snagged something, but I'll cover that in a separate video. It was under $200. I was just, because when the bidding starts, you can bid online, like a sealed bid on something, and it's either proxy bid or one of the. I belong to three of them. I have accounts in three different these auction things, and it was one that I got email notices about it, and I, how's it going, Megababe? And uh, 10,000. Okay, yeah, in a transit case. This wasn't in a transit case, but it was a sniper. Um, so I went there, and like you'd see an Enfield, and it would have somebody with a sealed bid or pre-bid. It'd be like 250, 275, and then when they pull it up and you're live, it would ask you to bid one increment up. So if it was 250 or something, or it'd say, 275 or 300, and I'd hit that, and it would like submit a bid, but there's a delay. Then all of a sudden you just see on the side there, it kicks it up to 600 or 400 or 500, something like that. And I just wanted to get some prices on what this stuff was selling for. Obviously, because when I had to sign back in, I bought something from this company a very, very, very long time ago. I don't remember, and I think I do now. Um, but they had like two Willys Jeeps that were going for $24,000 and $20,000 were the first things. They had Class 3 transferable machine guns, but for some reason they can't be listed on the auction. So there are these huge gaps like 6 items, so I had to wait for them, and you couldn't see it, and it wouldn't, you could verbally hear them say, "Hey, this is a Thompson submachine gun." There was a couple BARs and a German MG42 with a tripod. And you want to talk about high dollar between the Jeeps and 8 machine guns. They had to have $250,000 in the first 15 items in the auction. You know. Good evening. Okay, 520 gauge. That's not bad. Oh, used. Yeah, you find a lot of them. I found one, a 870, a beautiful 870. It was made in the 80s. Somebody kept it in a gun case in the attic, and it had this fine speckly rust all over it. The gun was never fired. Okay, a little steel wool and some oil. Actually, come out okay. The finish was spotted, but it was a brand new friggin' 870, man. It was good. Ended up selling that too. Morning. Uh, so so yeah, I was checking out this auction, and you know, it was crazy. But yeah, prices, people pay exorbitant amounts. Looking at the condition of the gun shows and looking at like gun brokers, somebody has a Romanian M95 6.5 bolt action rifle there for like $2,500 as a starting bid. I think I mentioned that last week. A lot of people are turned off by the gun broker, but then again, these auctions, they start like at $100 for the average gun, and then they go up to 15, 17, $2,000. So, you know, it's not like they're screwing you or something. I mean, those are legit auctions. And it wasn't all on the floor either. It was a lot of internet people were buying and winning these auctions, because I always get suspicious when the internet people bid it up to a comfortable price, and all of a sudden somebody on the floor will bid it way, way up. Yeah, the Mossbergs with that open lifter, cartridge lifter. There's a guy who sells a little block, and that's all it is. You just snap it in the receiver. It's 3D printed. And what it does, it just stops the shells short and then feed it. Because if you don't, sometimes they'll feed, but what happens is they're so short, they bounce around in there. They can get turned around inside the receiver, or they just don't line up and feed right. You know, I have been able to take some of them Turkish pumps and rack several rounds through there, but the Mossberg's the way to go. Okay. And then I love them. I actually bought some short shells. I found some. I bought the slugs and I bought the buckshot, which is a 1 and 4, and mini slugs. And I paid more for them than I probably should have, but I was in a gun shop. And that's another thing. Their prices were ungodly. $110 for 1,000 primers. I think Winchester, small pistol or small rifle or something. Okay, I mean that was ungodly price. Okay, but anyway, getting back to it. Yeah, the Mossberg's good. Morning, Victor. If you look, I forget the name of the company. Um, I can't remember, but when you put mini slugs in that and you look at some of the videos, somebody gives you the name of that company that does it, or just put, let's do this. Shot. Mini shot shell adapter. Mossbergs. Okay, Bing. Midway has them. DefenseTactical.com. I think that might, yeah, that's the guy. DefenseTactical.com. Just type in a Google search for it. And I think this is the company. They make a follower and something else. Yeah, it's like $25 for a follower and adapter. And there may be another one. There was another company, and there's videos about it. The hell is this? Shop now. OP Soul. $20. OPSOL mini clip, $20. And I think that's the one that just snaps in. It's 12 gauge. Oh, we have cookies. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's a very easy search, and you can find videos on YouTube and that's where I get the information from. Ooh, chocolate chip cookie. Mm, mm, mm. Right out of the oven. All right. Erie just closed another great duck season. All right. Mm. I'm sorry, I'm going to eat my cookie while it's still hot. Mm. Yeah, but like I was saying, it's crazy. Yeah, it's great. Thank you, dear. All right. Yeah, we're snowed in, so exercising, getting caught up on things, balancing out stuff, sorting out things, and I'm gonna have to after this venture out and risk it and see how the roads are. Wife's got to go to work tomorrow, see if they're iced up or not. But it's just we had a couple inches of snow. Most of it somewhat melted yesterday. That's all right. But they like the last 2 years it didn't snow at all. Okay, so they don't invest a ton of money in snow removal equipment. And when it does snow, basically the main roads are cleared. And secondary, it might take them 4 or 5 days, like to get in my neighborhood. So I could be trapped in the house for days on end until the snow goes away. Ooh. Yeah, I got that pile of them, but I do all that in the garage. They got to be disassembled. They got to be soaked in oil. I mean, they're rusted. And the interesting thing is, a lot of those guns, those I forget the name of the company, but Dixie Gun Works still sells that identical rifle from that company. It retails for about $650, and you see them when they're in good condition, minus the damn rust. Almost like lightly used. The bowling's still good and it isn't covered in corrosion and shit. About yeah, invest on. They go for about three, 2.5 to 3 used. And this guy, I don't know why the hell he does shit like he does. Hmm. Sorry, it was just too good to pass. My wife's trying to give me another one. Um, how it all kind of breaks down is he just buys and sells stuff. Does have a gun collection. He likes old Western style guns, or from like Civil War, the early turn of the century. He has a lot of wonderful little Winchester pumps that are 22 short, 22 long rifle. He's got a Sharps converted carbine 5070. Um, he loves lever action rifles of all types and calibers, and he has some unusual firearms at 25, uh, 30, and there was another one, 25 something or other. There's some weird caliber. He has several of these old guns like this, but he doesn't shoot. He just like buys and sells stuff. Okay, and the black powder guns, that's what he does. He goes to auctions, the flea markets, and he picks these things up. Now, thinking, flea market prices, you think the gun shows are bad. Flea market prices get a little crazy. Um, and he thinks that, they sell online for $300, $400. So when he does buy these guns for a couple $100, which is about the going rate, he tries marking them up. They don't sell. Then he gets angry and he just sets them. He set them in his workshop, and there's a whole damn wall, all the black powder stuff. He doesn't even take it out anymore because he can't sell it. And unfortunately, some of these guns, I mean, they're nice guns. Okay, they're not terrible, but he just let them go to hell. And so now I got to see if I can do anything with them. Whatever I can, whatever I use and can find, I buy. A lot of the powders I use, I cannot find for sale at any price. Yeah, that's another thing. There were some sales, and there was a flash sale, and I bought that 308 ammo I was using for those rifles I bought. I bought some on a flash sale and got them for well under $1 a round. But now everything now, if you look, everything's coming up to $1 a round, um, or more, depending on the brand. And it's getting rugged. They got their money in for the end of the year. I did catch a sale and snag something on a sale uh, here a week ago. So they're still hurting. They're still dropping the price on newly manufactured guns. Um, but the ammo prices are fluctuating, and the reloading stuff. If you can find the powder, I had to drop $400 for an 8-pound keg, and then a hazmat there. So you're looking at 4.5. Okay, for 8 pounds of powder, because it's the first time I found Reloader 15, and then the assholes had it on sale, knocked 20 or $30 off a week later. I don't know if any of it's left. And you're asking about powder, that accurate 45, 77, or whatever it is I use. I haven't seen that in over a year, because whenever it comes up, I'm not going to sit on this computer every day of my life waiting for this, because once the stuff's gone, it's gone. It goes quick. Um, and so it's tough. It's still tough. Reloading is tough, and it's going to be. What them guys tell me goes on in Canada, I don't believe it. Anyone have experience with old Army brass case 5.56 ammo? All right. Old Army brass. I don't know. It don't sound like a brand. And if it's made in Turkey, stay away from it. I bought some. I thought I got a deal on it, and it comes in 30-round box. It's NATO stamped. Uh, it goes off. It works, but accuracy wise, it sucked. I know my rifles were a hell of a lot more accurate. I'm talking at 50 yards, 100 yards. I mean, there's a noticeable difference. And some of the stuff, you don't know where it's made. Who knows? And the Set Miel, the only thing it likes is the damn U.S. surplus issue stuff. And that stuff used to be 3 something a case. Now it's almost 5 or more for a case of good green tip or stuff. And also, I found out when I took my Set Miel out, I knew they screwed up. I was supposed to get 62 grain ammo, and they sent me a box. It's 55. I pulled one. It's 55 grain ammo, but it is Lake City, and it did cycle the Set Miel. Yeah, Varget CFE. So I got a load I developed with IMR powder in a 55 grain bullet. It's super accurate. It won't cycle to set me out. Okay, but it will cycle any AR-15 that you have. Okay, and then I got a bolt action rifle also that I use it in. So yeah, it's tough. But yeah, I mean, set me out and building a parts kit M16A1 is probably about the only way you're going to be going with any type of modern uh, Milsurp guns is builds on the ones that are selective fire, because you can't own them, but people build a gun there. And AK-47s, I have not fooled with them in years, in a long time, and it's sold as brand new ammo on a gun broker, brand name. All right, let me look. Old Army 5.56. Old Army 5.56. I'm not seeing it. Let's try. Arms core. Okay, Old Army, I see it here. Macedonia. Okay, the ammunition's made in Macedonia. Uh, don't know. And why are you buying it? Because it's cheap, probably. 540 rounds, 188 ground, $60. So let's see, 59 shipping plus 189. Coming out to 45 cents a round. Honestly, and that's what it was. Okay, he's looking at it. You want a price here? I found it. I found it on. You got to type in 5.56 ammo. All right, they're selling you 540 rounds for 188.99, and one item shipping ground is 59.11. 4% of final sales price will be added to the total for insurance. Okay, so yeah, you're looking, it's about 45 to say 46 cents a round for something, you know. Macedonia is not known for its military or whatever, and you have to understand it's part of the Yugoslavian system. So it could be something similar to PPU or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how many ammunition manufacturing plants they had throughout Yugoslavia. I know there were a lot of them in Russia, you know, different ones. There's one in the Ukraine. There's a couple in Poland. There's even actually another plant in Poland that they were selling the 9mm Mac. It's in the north eastern section of the country, and I was unfamiliar with it. But they had a small ammo plant that was making corrosive ammo for the 9mm Mac. But you know, they can say it's NATO standard, but I doubt very much that it's used by NATO. And I don't know if Macedonia is in NATO or not. Don't know. The only difference between a large pistol and a large rifle primer is the height of the primer. They may light strike on you because if you seated them flush, there's room. If you hit them with a firing pin, they could move forward. Um, yeah, you don't want to do that. But that's the difference between a large rifle and a large pistol primer is the height or length of the cup itself is the only difference. And I don't know how many thousandths of a difference it is. Because you got to watch out all them brass shot shell that we make some of the like the Snyder or somebody fabricates them into an old black powder cartridge. They all use large pistol primers pockets. So if you put a large rifle in there, it's going to protrude and could create a serious problem. Your problem here kind of on the other end. If you seated them flush or seated them too deep, you may be getting light strikes and failures to ignite. The PPU in Serbia and Ingman in Bosnia is newer. Serbia, Ingman. Ingman's in Bosnia, I believe, is newer. Okay. So all of these old kingdoms separated. I know the Serbs always wanted to separate, and Bosnians are a different group of people. In Bosnia, you got Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, and Croatia are there. But Macedonia, that's by Adriatic. I think Split was a seaport. I know Split. Well, that was in Croatia. I don't know how the current boundaries are, but I know everybody's a separate country, and it's just a political nightmare, and it's crazier than hell in that region. Fortunately, they're not at war. You know, I don't know. You may have to pull them. No, I've heard of that, and somebody said because there was a company that was going to make primers. I don't know if it was down in Texas or something, but there was some guy, they were making primers, and there was a guy connected to this dude, and he was making these videos on YouTube, during the height of the crisis, both, the plague and everything else. But they were going to set up a company and manufacture primers here in the US, and that's all they were going to do. And the guy even had some samples, and then something got weird, and his business went under. And American Reloading, I think, is a fairly new company to look this up. But I've seen their primers, I've seen them in stores, but I haven't really heard anything about them. Let me see if I can find some information. American Reloading. Reloading supplies. All right. Website. All right. American Reloading shop. Okay, no, American Reloading is just an online company. I don't know. Let me see. All right, I gotta. This auction company's breaking my rocks. I want to see what these primers were. Yeah. How was the company? Mid-South. But as for that company that you're talking about, I've never done business with them. It's Mid-South Reloading Primers. This looks small pistol. Match tank. White River. That's what I've seen. But it's still $109 for a damn case. White River primers. All right. Energetic small arms ammunition manufactured in the U.S. Okay, they are a primer company, and their website just lists them. Okay, and that's what it is. There's somebody that is making primers, but American Reloading, terrible prices, yes. Dozens of types of. All right, yeah. So American Reloading, I don't know. They're selling a lot of foreign primers, so the prices are probably lower. But basically, it looks like a legit company. I may have ordered something from them. Check out that website again. I think that's where I got the damn flash sale on the primers. Shop. Primers, pistol primers. I don't know what factory seconds are, but Ginix large pistol, free shipping, hazmat, 5,000 count. Yeah, that is where, because 5,000 divided by 290. Yeah, that's the company where I scored the Ginix primers. The large pistol primers. I bought 5,000 of them, and it come out to 5.058 cents a piece, 6 cents a piece, and I used them. I've used them in 45 long Colt, and there's no problem. I'll probably put them in 45 ACP without issues because they are hammer fired guns. Okay, and those foreign primers, even if the primers are a little hard, a revolver or some type of military weapon using that, or any Smith and Wesson revolver that hasn't had a trigger job will set them things off. Okay. 38 special small pistol, but like my Italian replica of a Colt single action and probably 45 ACP will work fine with them. That's what I'll use. And I intend on loading all my 45 ACP cases. I have a bazillion cast bullets I made years ago, and I used to shoot all the time. I might as well process that and maybe get 1,000 Barry's bullets, which those things are just as good. Those plated bullets work just as fine, just for what I'm doing shooting. Or 45, you don't really need a hollow point. You hit somebody with a 45 ACP within 10 yards, down they go. Okay, that's why souping them up and firing hollow points, and that is a little nuts. All right, morning. Yeah, but I mean, it's rugged. You're paying $110 for the primers, 1,000 of them, and then you're paying hazmat and shipping. Okay, you're paying like 100. Then I went to this gun shop. It was a fairly large shop. I mean, they had a huge selection of firearms, Milsurp plus. They had ammunition, they had everything. Their ammunition was overpriced. But in a way, you can't blame them. You got a retail store that's gigantic with like at least 4 employees behind the counter at all times. And God only knows who the hell was in the back. I guess they got a gunsmith shop and that in there. Um, so and I guess they showed a company picture. There's like 10 people work for the company, so that's pretty big payroll. Okay, you're not gonna sell stuff at a discount. The reason you get ammo or anything at these discounts or like the guns I've been buying, they come out of someplace, a giant warehouse. A few damn guys are in there and they know where everything is, handful of people, and you just pull the stuff, pack it up, do the paperwork, and ship it. Okay, that's why you're getting these cut rate prices from a big company like that. Plus, they also buy guns in large quantities. Like a small place, maybe they buy 5 or 10. They got a whole damn shelf full of them. Okay, they buy stuff to 50 gun price and stuff like that. That's where you get a lot of deals. And same with the reloading. Um, you know, Lord's caliber. Talking about the 45 ACP, I guess. Uh, and that's where you're going to save money. Other than that, you're going broke. Like I found out with these rifles, um, I'm going to reload for them. I got some projectile. I found some projectiles that I had, and I want to do some 30-06 to get my M1 Garand out. So that's what I'm working on. But it's so damn cold, I can't do anything. I've been doing other things to get caught up. I have a huge backlog of videos. I went out and sighted those rifles then. Actually, around Christmas, my wife went out and she tried out the shotgun and the Set Me L. She gave that a spin, um, and some other stuff. And I have to sit down and spend a day going through my videos because I got a ton of footage. I haven't shot nothing in about a week, and I'm still not caught up because they sent me C magazines. I did some work on that. And actually going back to December, and I think I got everything out of November done, and it's a mess, but I'll be working on it. And I'm gonna have some new uh, Milsurp stuff, some actual used military weapons, and have some discussions there on a couple items that I got, and all that other stuff. But that auction, I got to review the footage. That auction was insane. I mean, KR98s. I think one of them went for under 1,000. Everything was 1,000. They want $2,000, all matching in excellent condition. Yeah, but see, if it's refurb, they force matched them. Okay, and unless the gun is an original gun that was brought into this country or never redone. Okay, it's very rare to find a Mosin actually worth $2,000. I mean, this is where you got to be a collector. Okay, I can look at the thing and tell you whether it's been force matched or not. but $2,000 for any Mosin is too much. Actually, in the auction, they had Mosins, and I watched M44s. Ran up to about 450. Okay, but you have to remember there's 20%. Okay, there's another $90 added on to that. And actually, this auction company's been emailing the living hell out of me. I'm not picking this thing up. Let me see. I'm not picking it up. You want to pick it up or you want? Okay, these guys they're a little intense, but I got to worry about that when I'm done with this. Yeah, but they went and there were some people collect the finished ones and the ones that are used by the home guard and all that. Yeah, 2K for Mosin. Oh. See, it depends on what it is. You just don't say Mosin. That can describe 5 or 6 different types of firearms. Okay, and I've seen a standard World War II gun which isn't worth more than $350 with $1,000 price tag on it. But I've seen an original Cossack gun or whatever, the little short rifles, the odd variation that has not been re-arsenaled or not remodified, that it's in the original condition from 1920s or whatever, some odd Mosin. Yeah, that's worth upwards into the thousand or something because you rarely, if ever, see them. And you best really know what the hell you're doing and physically examine the gun. Don't go by a picture of it. Okay, there's different levels, but 2,000 for Mosin, no. Only if it helps the Russians. Finished guns, yeah, but I seen a guy had a bunch of the early ones with the step for the weird bayonet or something they were doing, and he wanted $800. Now, that was a few years ago. He had several variations of it, like a collection. He was asking about 700, 800 for those, which are very rare, hard to find. And then he was going back down to about 6, 7 for the other ones. There's different finish versions, and that they're kind of worth. They do go, and they had some of them. The Civil Guard guns and some of the odd ones were going for about 6, 700, and just the plain old with the stamp on there, or if they were rebarreled in the 40s, they dropped some down into the $400 or $500 range. So you got to kind of know what you're looking at and what the hell the difference is. Black powder sights, no. Yeah, I mean, if you know what you're talking about or what you're looking at, and anything like that, I generally would never buy at a distance. I would have to look at it myself. I'd rather eat food for 6 months. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I believe you, Rod. 2,500. I don't know about that because there's people buying stuff, okay, and they're paying. If you felt that the market was going to take a dip, you wouldn't buy, okay. But I mean, these prices are being driven up. I mean, people are buying it, and what it is, okay. Put it to you this way: this is what I would do if I was actively collecting something like KR98s or some of these guns that go up there. If I was looking for a Springfield, what I would do is hang on to my money because going to the gun shows is kind of somewhat of a waste of time. And then driving around to every gun shop, you very rarely see any, used guns, unless you live in a bigger area and you got a gun shop with a lot of stuff coming in and out. Around here, there's a gun shop that listed something on the gun broker, one of those Czech built guns, rifles. I forget which one it is, but it's the one like an AK-47. He's got it. He's way out. It's like it'd be a 45-minute, 1 hour drive for me to get there. And then probably going in there, he's probably got it priced at $1,600 in the shop, and trying to negotiate or whatever. I ain't got time for that. But you don't know. Okay, I can't really say. Magic wands, killing treasure. Well, we'll see. That's another debatable thing. We still got 2 weeks until he takes office, and then we'll see what the hell really happened. Yeah, AK-47s, didn't believe it. I was looking at some, and these are used guns. These are not brand new guns. These were the used, I think they're either Hungarian made ones or whatever, or Romanian made ones they brought in for years. And they're not a bad gun. Okay, I've seen people at the range, I've handled them. They're a good version, okay, for what they are. And I remember when they used to be a $400 item, of course, going back 15 years. They had a couple of used ones come up, Cougar or whatever, I forget. I can't even pronounce it, but they're not a bad gun. And I was figuring if I can snag one for about five and a half, I'd grab one. There were like 4 of them up for auction. All of them started going up to about $700. Okay, then $700 plus 140, so that's $840 bid for a used AK-47. Okay, and you don't know if like that guy that had it, all he would do is stick a 30-round clip in it, fire it as fast as he can, the side of the hill, set it down, go shoot his pistol, do some other. Then he'd just get up and do it again. He wasn't even aiming it on. He was just firing one, rapid firing, dumping a mag out. And he would go through a case of ammo back when that steel case stuff was like $95 a thousand. And then I remember he posted on a forum that he was trying to figure out if anybody can find, because then the case of wolf ammo jumped up to like $135, and he was trying to find cases of ammo, for that. Sent me 2 links. Where did you send them to? On Facebook? Let me look there, Mr. Rodney. Okay. There we go. All right, we got your black powder thing. Gun post. Okay, 2,500. Mosin Nagant. In Russian, very nice. Okay. This one was rebarreled. Okay, it's got the different sights still retained. Yeah, this gun, it's a little unusual, but I would not say that it's worth $2,500. No, it is not. Okay, smoking crack up there in the Great White North. All right, that does look like a legit sniper. And when they came in, let's finish. 44. And is that a finish? Yeah, it's got to be a finished sniper or whatever. That's a little unusual, but $3,000. The Mosins, when they came in the 80s, Rod, I could get them, and that was a lot of money too. It was $350 to get them. Yeah, pawn shop prices are insane. Okay, me and my buddy were discussing a new one that opened up. He gets a lot of guns in there, but his prices are nuts. I was looking at a Lee Enfield number 4, Mark 1, 1943 Long Branch, and he had it for 575. He dropped it $100. Stock was mismatched. It looked like it was fired not clean with modern ammo because it leaves that weird greenish thing in there where the copper was. But the gun was caked in cosmoline, so I'm thinking it was a parts gun, and he still wanted 400 and some dollars for it. So yeah, I don't buy guns in pawn shops. Good morning, 314. Glad you can make it. I don't know that answer to that question. They made a lot of them, but we're talking the ones that we can get, not the ones you can go pick up for $60 in Africa. Morning. There we go. Everybody's pleasantries. Find one like that for sale. Kind of don't know. It's not connected. M1 carbines. Yeah, that's true. No. He did show me the two links, and I seen what he's talking about. That's totally insane. Uh, I don't know if the one gun is a finished sniper because it's been rebarreled, got an SA on it, and it's got. See, I don't know. It looks like a Russian style scope mount, but snipers are probably the most counterfeited gun that there are. Okay, be it German snipers, Russian snipers. That's why you got to really know what's going on. And Sarko used to sell actual surplus World War II scopes. All right, those were around for years. Okay, so looks like somebody said there are more German sniper rifles for sale in the United States of America than the German army fielded during World War II and World War One. So I kind of stay away. Yeah, see, I was seeing them, and I did another check on the number 4s because I was interested in getting this just to make content for the video. And I went to the gun broker, and just like on eBay, you can go and search, do a super search, and put completed items, and you can see all the auctions and what these guns sold for. Okay, and on average, which to me was reasonable, people were buying these different number 4 Mark ones. Okay, and a lot of them were from up there. You know, I can't remember the name, the maker, but anyway, from Canada. Okay, the Canadian maker. Uh, they all went for like 3.5 to 4.25, depending on the condition. And some of them, you can tell from the picture, the damn wood's all matching. You don't have dark wood and this blonde upper hand guard and all this other weird stuff. When I was looking at that gun in the pawn shop, I had very, very suspicious feelings about the gun altogether. It looked like something assembled from parts, okay, in pieces, or something that was screwed up and then rebuilt out of a bunch of parts. And then I wasn't really thrilled with the price because it'd be probably five with taxes, this, that, and everything else. It'd be over $500. The floor is yours, Corporal Geek. Now, boys, let's be. New box of H&R 4570 Buffalo Classic for a good price. Okay, that's the ammo. Is that what you're talking about? That Man Company, yeah, those guns aren't antique. Oh yeah. Okay. H&R Buffalo Classic. Not quite familiar with that. Look. Oh, okay. Those are the single shots. I was going to say, if it was anything like a Sharps or a roller thing, they're going to go $38.55. Do they make one at $38.55? I'd buy one of them just to make ammo, make some sort of shootable ammo. But again, I had a sniper buff. A Mosin sniper. Yeah, like I said, a long time ago, they were like 350 or something. I just never got one. I was never into it. And you know, you're looking at the resale. Who's gonna buy it? Yeah. So what do they go for? That's what I'm curious. There's single shots. All right, the rifle. Okay. I just looked that up. Let me look this up. H&R. 449 suggested retail, and this was in posted 2009. Cabela's. Let me see what they got them for. So, 901 grand for an H&R Buffalo Classic. Yow. Bud's Gun Shop. Boom, boom, boom. Bud's is out of stock, but let me see what we got here. Harrington Richardson. I'm going to look them up. They're all out of stock. Holy crap. I want to see if they got a Buffalo Classic with 45 Colt. They make them in. They got a 10 gauge single barrel waterfowler. There you go, Rodney. Show us who's the man. 40, 10, 12 gauge, 12 gauge. I want to see if they got it at 3840. They got it 45 Colt, which that's you got your handy rifles, tracker. Or 10. I'm not seeing it. 44 Magnum. You can get one 44 Magnum, so you can get your 4570. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm wasting your time, guys. I'm trying. Oh, here's one 4570 out of stock. $38.55 Winchester. Now that I might get because I had one of them Italian ones. I got the damn brass and that, but I don't know if that's the long or the short brass. I sold a lot of that. So yeah, 3840. Interesting. That is a very interesting weapon and pretty cool. Yeah, the gun. That's it. But Cabela's had one in stock, $1,000. So I don't know what you paid for it, but that's if I wanted to buy one just like that, brand new in the box, I could drive up, a couple hours down the road and get one. $1,000. Then that's plus the sales tax. Make a video about shooting it. I'd like to see how that gun shoots. You know, uh, that may be something in 3855. I had one of those little Italian minis, and my hand didn't fit into the damn thing. It was like for a midget, and that had the long chamber. I had to buy the long brass from Starline Brass, and I waited like a year. And then I sold the gun, and I ended up selling the brass and making some money on it because I don't know if Starline's back into making all their cowboy western stuff. They stopped it all. They stopped 4440, 3840, 3220. Eventually they started picking up 5070. Okay. They stopped, but I guess they're starting to have runs of it. And things have eased up enough to where they're making different runs of that ammo or the cases again. Which is kind of screwed up because there's a lot of people that like those Western style firearms and stuff, and cowboy action shooting. There's a lot of guys that are into that, or a lot of guys that just like those rifles and those calibers. I know people that aren't into the cowboy action, but constantly asking me, "Can you find some brass? Can you find this? Can you find that?" I bought this gun and I want to load some ammo for it and shoot it, and I can't because I'm screwed and all this other stuff, and you just can't get it. It's not that it's expensive. It is expensive when you find it because people will bid it up to an insane price, but you just can't go to your normal source and say, "Hey, I want to buy some brass." It just isn't there. I mean, that's the hard thing. Like the one person asked me about what powders am I buying. I just don't go and buy whatever gunpowder I can find. I have a specific powder that I use for a specific caliber for a specific reason. And generally, that powder is not available. Okay. It's like I could go in the store and there's all this stuff in there that I've never used, have no idea about it. And there's, I guess, 314 uh, when IMR come out with the blue and the red, he was using it and experimenting with it, and then I don't think it was on the shelf for more than 3 or 4 years, and then they just discontinued it. Okay, and you have to remember, a lot of these powders been around a long time, like the IMRs. So I got loading manuals that go back 50, 60 years that got uh, material and loads in them. When you get something like blue, red, or something new, there really isn't load data. Of course, granted, you have to go to Hodgdon's load thing, which is probably on an internet type thing. It's the best way to scrounge up some load data. And it's free. You just go to their website with more modern stuff. Okay. And it's kind of tough. I'm used to going through and looking, like I got my line in all the different editions, and I'll look at the same caliber and how the loads changed over the years, if there's any variances in them. Also, okay, because they don't kind of stay the same, some of them. So yeah, that's the way to go. But yes, I've seen it. Milsurplus, I gotta say, people pay. We complain, hey, that price is ridiculous. But what Rodney pulled up here, that's an extreme. Okay, those are extremes. All right, um, where someone's asking that, 3,500, 4 or 5,000. Those are extremes. Okay, but I'm talking about a legitimate auction, something I'm watching and something someone has entered a contract and is going to buy. Okay, I'm not talking about somebody listing something because, are they going to sell it for that? I'm talking about what the price is and what I've seen it get sold for, or I've seen somebody enter, buy it at that price. Okay, like I said, I'm a gun broker. That $2,500 for that Romanian bolt action rifle is insane. Okay, anybody can put that out, but did you see someone pay $2,500 for that specific gun? I'm talking about seeing someone pay that for that gun. That's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. What people are paying. And when you go to a gun show and you're complaining, you go in there and like I said, I seen all these Springfields going for $1,200, $1,500. Well, these people that have this watch these auctions, look at the condition, which kind of they say, okay, gun sold for 1,200, mine's nicer looking than that, putting a $1,500 price tag on it. Okay, somebody paid it for an auction. That's what the value is. Kind of don't like it, and it's too bad. But much like in the realm of the gold and silver, this one analyst gets on there, and there's two different ways to buy gold and silver. One is to physically have a coin, bar, or whatever hell in your hand. And another way is to have it vaulted or to buy shares in mining companies or investment corporations, supposedly that have their holdings in precious metals, or what they call investing on paper silver. Okay, the problem is with the paper market doesn't necessarily mean a lot of people got swindled where they were supposed to send their money to this investment company and there was an old bank or a vault somewhere where all of this gold, silver, and stuff would be transferred to a storage facility for you and be kept there. And when you wish to withdraw, like gold goes up, you say, okay, I want to sell so much of my holdings as like an investment, like stocks. A lot of these companies are fake. People got swindled. There was never nothing there, and this guy disappeared with millions, okay, or more. Um, what it all boils down to is the guy said that the price of the gold and silver really is not going up. Even though it looks it, it's not going up. He goes, you're going to come to the realization that the value of your money is going down. And this is what it is. It isn't that people are gouging prices or whatever the hell they insinuate this. It's just a sad realization that the value of your money is what is going down. And that goes for buying Milsurp guns, buying ammunition, gas, food, clean drinking water, whatever, that is the key. And unless something drastically happens in the world, not so much United States, in the world, with the way they're running things and the way the world economy is, unless something's done, I don't see this getting any better. I'm not getting no more comments. Well, wait, do we have a? We have a break here. Yeah, something got monkeyed up. Oh yeah, we ton of comments. Something got stuck. All right, Tactical Joe, $700. But like I told you, new one at Cabela's is $1,000. Yep, $1,000. And a new Henry. To restart H&R again. That was all being made up in Remington Arms. What they did when they bought H&R, because the Remington factory in Ilion was an old building, was 4 stories tall. And I remember when I had a part-time job there, I went through, a guy took me through the plant. 3rd floor is where they did the stocks, and the machine shop was in one add-on. They had all the new CNC machines. They had the old machine shop. They had all this other stuff, and you went for a good walk, 30 minutes. I mean, didn't really cover the whole building. So what they did is when they bought H&R, wherever it was, they brought all the machinery, and there was this huge parking lot in front of the building. What the hell they did is they just took some other, because in upstate New York, it's easy to find abandoned property. Well, the employees parked somewhere else. They took the parking lot, built this 1-story metal building that took up the huge, humongous parking lot. And that's where all the H&R machinery, guns were made, and all the work was done. And that it was some kind of weird ass setup when I went up there. And that's where H&R was being built. Where it went or what happened after the bankruptcy, I don't know. I think Marlin was bought by Ruger. Ruger went up there, got the equipment and stuff and everything, and took it down here to North Carolina somewhere. But I don't know about H&R. Restarted what, 50? Yeah, well, the Jennings automatic, those pistols, Braco, Jennings, or now it's Hernandez or whatever. It's the same company, gets bankrupt. It's the same gun, probably same equipment, same tooling, just rebought again and again. That's not bad. That's not bad considering for me to go and get a brand new one, it'd be $1,000 right now if I wanted to. Thompson, yeah, that's tough. I think Starline's still making it, or they have produced it, but I don't know what the situation is in Canada. You guys can't get 303 British hunting ammo. Yeah, 45 120. Yeah. So who's the real man? No more 10 gauges for me. Oh, come on, Rod. Was short. Short for what? 4570 hasn't changed. I know 3855. The older one was longer, and they made it short because they just make it from the same blank as 3030. So there's 2 different lengths for 35, 3855. Yeah, that's right. Then I'll stop answering my damn emails again. People demanding shit. I want to know and I want to know now. And I'm like, look it the hell up. Uh, there's a ton of resources at your fingertips, and it don't cost nothing. I pay a yearly fee for that loaddata.com, and I might go on it 2 or 3 times, or then sometimes I'm on there for hours researching stuff. Okay, I mean it's worth it. But you can just go to the Hodgdon website and they'll give you all the damn low data you want. Most of the time, you can find something there. Yeah, that's tough. That's why I don't like trades. Okay, and another thing too, with the MSRP and what a gun used, there's a lot of these guns people are buying on these weird sales that they discount them hundreds of dollars, or the retail prices of the guns have changed so much over a course of say 2 3 years. Where something was $350 retail and now you can get it for $230 retail 3 years later, that really screws up the value of your used stuff. Okay, that's why I don't do trades. Okay, no trades. It's either I'm selling it, it's cash. If I'm buying it, I'll pay you. No, none of. I don't like trading. Like using MR blue, sure missed a lot. 40. Can't get the power. Yeah, see, can't get it. Not even a price. Yes, that's true. So I'm in field number 5 here. Yeah, number 5 is the carbine. Is it a real one or is it one that was cut down? There was a bunch of them. There were companies that made number 5 carbines by just sawing down standard rifles. Okay, there's something you got to watch out for. It's another weird specialty thing. It won't fully load. Pretty rare one. Overcharged you on sales tax. How do they overcharge you on sales tax? That's calculated by them, not by the person selling it. Some powders have, but a lot of times there's a lot of powders in there that don't exist anymore. That was a recession, okay? And it's not price gouging. Your money's just worthless, like I said. That's what it is. Yeah, that is a little area. I never got into it. They were always hard to find and expensive and design well because people liked them when they sold them as military surplus because 22s are cheap to shoot. So they're a tough one. Oh, I'm glad you're watching. All right, I wasn't there. Sold off their machinery after they acquired them. Well, whatever they went up there and got something from there. Front sight was off kilter. You know, you had the problems with the weird bulge or something in there. I think you were sending me several messages about that, but you got a new barrel from. All right, I'm glad they did it. I'm having issues with Mark Lamar. I've tried contacting them a few times, but stay tuned for the video on that. I mean, Southern Tactical people complain about them. They approached me. They said, "You got any problems? We'll send you a label. Send a damn gun back. Tell us what's wrong. We'll fix it." Okay. These other companies, I've not heard nothing good about Century Arms, and now Mark Lamar. I've registered online on their website. I have an account. I put all the information about the firearm I bought. I said, "Look, I had some trouble," and nothing. Call on phone, left a message, said, "Hey, call me back," and nothing. So this week, once I get unsnowbound and get some things ironed out, I will sit down and try to call them again. Go with our percentage of the Gun Control Act. I don't like that. It's the same thing as a free lawyer. Okay, for lever guns. I really didn't know. Well, 4570 head space is off the rim. So it's like the length isn't critical for operation, but probably that sounds believable what you're saying there. Looks like a magazine. Well, not the loading guide. I mean, they have it online where you type in the cartridge, the bullet, and it gives you the choices of powder, and you pick the powder and that. And yeah, I've had that little guide, but I mean, to go online and do it, it's a lot quicker. Yeah, see, neither do I. I mean, I find it pretty damn close. More in store to skip waiting on shipping. Yeah, shipping, depending on who the hell you're dealing with, could be rugged. What I like is like when I buy, I'll explain it, a surplus gun like out of a huge pile. Okay, I like going and I will pay $40, $50 more to actually hand select the gun myself than on one of the online people because I think PSA Armory had a shitload of complaints with their Berettas. They're saying they were good, very good condition, and they were getting them. They were like a good to fair. I mean, the finishes and that. So I will pay more if I can get my hands on an item and pick the one I want out of like 5 or 6. I just did that recently here. I picked the best out of 4 guns. And I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I paid the extra money. All right. Yeah, but then again, you are firing a rimmed cartridge. 10%. See, I don't know where they get that because I see like in Texas, they're paying 10 or some percent sales tax. I know New York is 10.25. Okay, up where I live, there's even additional things. So I don't know where they get that info from or how they derive that, and that is charged by them. Okay, like when I sell a set of tools or bullet molds or something, I don't do that. And somebody, "Oh, well, how do we know you're not keeping the sales tax?" Well, anything you sell, you got the sales tax gets charged. You better pay that, and they want it. Period. See, I don't know how they do that. You know. to the fire curfew. Saving Silverman. Oh, because TCM. The hell is 22 TCM? That's that weird cartridge that goes in them guns from the Philippines. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because it ain't that popular. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that they're neglecting the people there in western part of the state. So yes, if you can donate and donate to a church organization, not God knows who shows up. It's kind of not normal. It's like when they put that on there, it looks like when they heated it or what, I don't know. They still shoot okay. Okay, the ones I got, other than the one that I believe the receiver was warped. Okay, because it's like, how can you screw up a pump shotgun? But it can be done. I guess they proved that. But yeah, the barrels do get coated with plastic resin. I honed them out and polished them up, and it kind of helps. I still got to use a tornado brush or uh, brass brush because I guess the plastic in the wads is cheaper than hell, and it just smears down the barrels. But other than that, it's like that Fiyoshi critical defense or something. That stuff patterns out of them guns fantastic. I mean, nice, tight, with improved cylinders, the tightest choke you got on them. They're fixed. Pattern's nice. The Rio and the Spanish ammo, I ain't never buying that stuff again. That does all kinds of crazy crap. It leaves residue. And then in the semi-autos, you seen the fire shooting out of there. When I had it in a bullpup, you keep it. But they are a good gun. I'm glad they sent you the barrel. I got to delve into Mark Lamar. I guess I'm going to have to discuss things with them. That was an expensive gun too. I don't know about that. I It's new. I haven't really seen. I don't know if I've seen one in a gun store or not. I know the ammo's hard to get, and I think looking for the guns is also hard to get. I haven't. I did a little bit of research on that, but I don't know because they got what the hell do they have? They had the 32 Smith and Wesson long, then they had the 3 piece or the 32 Magnum. Now they got something else even longer in the 32 revolvers, and the ammo's insanely expensive. And I don't even know who's making. I think Ruger, Smith, and I was looking for a Taurus, you know, to check it out. But yeah, some of them calibers, or what? I think you guys remember back around 2004, them little short magnums that they come out with. They made the little stubby cartridges in some kind of a magnum caliber. There was a whole assortment of them, and I remember everybody was buying them. Those are gone. You can't get the ammo. When I was at a gun show, any ammo I had, everyone was asking me for that stuff, and nowhere, nowhere to be found. So who knows? Electronic rifles and ammo. Then I don't know. I forget what the hell they had. They had some sort of a rim fire that gets made. Bodyguard. Okay, one that explains why I don't see it. He had that weird rim fire, 5mm or something. About the 327 Federal Mag, yeah. Because there was 32 H&R Mag, wasn't it? They extended 32 Smith & Wesson long to 32 H&R Mag. Now they got a 327 Federal Mag or something. See, I get confused. They just made it longer and meaner and whatever, or P plus 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 or something. You know, who the hell knows? Crazy. Well, all right, gentlemen. It's been an hour and a half. I'm going to go eat some more chocolate chip cookies, and I have to venture out and test the roads out here in a little bit and check out some other things. I thank you fellas all for showing up. It was a very interesting chat today. A lot of information passed around, and I guess we'll keep going with it. And I will see you all at 10 o'clock next Sunday. And thank you very much for stopping by.